Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
The Kia Victoria experience is a different and better way to purchase a vehicle. We believe that the more positive your car buying experience, the more you're going to love your Kia. When we say the right thing to do, we're talking about putting the customer's needs first. It's about being honest and transparent, both in sales and in the service department, and it's also about treating everyone equally. If you haven't considered Kia Victoria, I would say come see it for yourself. You're going to be impressed with the people that you meet and impressed with the product.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Brett, come on man, I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know guys, I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait, do you smell that?
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
When I was younger, I thought purpose had to be big, like changing the world. But then there's the little things, like fueling someone's car before an early shift, or helping someone find the perfect bottle to toast a special occasion, making sure the shelves are full so a family can cook dinner, so those kids can have their favorite treats. like giving back, like making everyone's day just a bit better. Maybe that's exactly our purpose.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on aztecsafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Yes, yes.
Curl in.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh boy.
Wheel me. The helicopter.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable
Brett, come on man, I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys, I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait, do you smell that?
The Kia Victoria experience is a different and better way to purchase a vehicle. We believe that the more positive your car buying experience, the more you're going to love your Kia. When we say the right thing to do, we're talking about putting the customer's needs first. It's about being honest and transparent, both in sales and in the service department, and it's also about treating everyone equally. If you haven't considered Kia Victoria, I would say come see it for yourself. You're going to be impressed with the people that you meet and impressed with the product.
Welcome to the BC Men's and Ladies Provincial Curling Championships, presented by Best Western. We are here. I'm Penny Shantz, and I'm joined by Sean Joyce. I'm calling the game here from Coldstream, BC, and Sean is way out in Saskatchewan. The teams are did their last stone draws, and it looks like Kayla MacMillan has the hammer this first end. Kayla MacMillan will be playing Taylor Reese-Hansen. I'll introduce the teams for you. Kayla MacMillan is the skip, Brittany Tran is the third, Lindsay Dubé is the second, and Lauren Lenentine is the lead. They curl out of the Victoria Curling Club, and their coach is Nicholas Adine. Taylor Reese-Hansen's team is Taylor Reese-Hansen is the skip, Megan McGilvery is the third, Kim Bonneau is the second. Juliana McKenzie is the lead. The coach is Todd Troyer. They also curl out of the Victoria Curling Club. And both these teams are, we believe, playoff bound. So, Sean, how's this going to play out?
You're going to hedge your bets and say we believe playoff bound.
Right.
I don't hedge. These teams are going to the playoffs. Because as we understand it, there's no tiebreakers. It's head-to-head. So Kayla MacMillan would have that. She's the only one that's lost a game yet out of the top three, and she's got the head-to-head victory over the only team that could catch her. But Brown, Reese-Hansen, and MacMillan, probably justifiably for the seasons that they've all had. I mean, they're ranked 4, 7, and 8 in the country. They are the top 3 seeds coming in, and it's looking like they'll be playoff bound. And there's still 2 head-to-head games. This one, and then Brown still has to play Reese-Hansen tonight. So even if we think we know who the 3 playoff teams are, we don't know what order they're going to be in yet. There's a lot to be decided. It could come down to a 3-way tie, which means that first place could be determined by the cumulative last stone draw. This is an evenly matched top 3 for sure.
Right. So you mentioned that they're top 3 in Canada. Can you expand on that a little bit?
You want me to explain CTRS points again?
Well, you can do that. And also, like their ranking, I think Taylor Reese is number 4 in Canada.
Yeah.
Kayla is number 7.
Kayla is 7 and Brown is 8.
Yeah.
And that's all based on, that's the yearly CTRS point ranking, which, you get points. The short version of it is you can get points in every event that you go to through the course of the season, including this one. which matters, and I'll go into that in a second as well. And it's the system hasn't been around for a lot of years, maybe 15. I'm not sure. Well, maybe a little farther back than that. But it's prior to that, we really didn't have a ranking system. When you were seeding teams, a lot of times they would get the teams to vote on it themselves. Well, you didn't always know each other very well if you hadn't been playing on tour. This system works because it's points awarded for every event that you go to. If there's a strength of field multiplier as well. So depending on the ranking of the teams that are in the event, it might be worth more points. This particular provincial championships must have a fairly high strength of field multiplier because you have, again, 3 of the top 10 teams in the country playing in this particular event. And it can matter for a couple of things. With Homan going to the Olympics, the 4 predetermined spots, that left 1 spot open. Now they moved everybody up the chain. Einerson is Team Canada now, and the other 2 move up to the 1 and 2 CTRS spot. But that 4th spot is going to be awarded to the highest ranking team that does not win their provincial championships. So there is a chance that 2 of these 3 could end up at the Scotties this year.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Kayla beat Corinne Brown in the final last year, and then Corinne beat Kayla, and they both were in the Scotties last year.
You got me. I can't remember if it was last year. I thought last year was the first year they had them predetermined.
It might have been
they used to do it this way all the time.
Somebody will buzz me on that.
You'd get Team Canada, and then the 3 extra berths were awarded after provincials, and they've changed that within the last couple of years, where the 3 berths are awarded at the end of the previous season, and that's just to help everybody prepare. It also means there's a lot less uncertainty going into these provincials.
Right.
There was always the question of, if you're playing in a final and you already knew you had a spot in the Scotties because of your points, it changes the mental focus in that game, and there were questions about whether or not that was fair. So they've awarded them based on points at the end of the season, and I think it does help with the preparation for sure. If you know you're going, it changes your season schedule.
Right.
The same as Team Canada. Team Canada used to be the only one that had that advantage.
So, Sean, your theory on some pretty open ends to start the game doesn't look that way this time.
Well, it doesn't yet, but that could still happen. I mean, in the 5-rock free guard zone, in a lot of cases, what happens is you position those first 5 stones, and then after the first 5, they react to what's in the house. The first 5 actually were made pretty well here, so you see some working on cleaning it up already. It only takes a couple of doubles, and we're back to an open house.
Right. We were talking off air a little bit about rotation on the rock, and some of these teams have more rotation than others. And we noticed earlier in the week the teams that didn't know how to throw that rotation were getting caught a little bit in their games. Both these teams do throw quite a bit of rotation.
Looking for the run back here. Now, this is a little scary. She'd like to make the double, but it's that top blue, when it comes off the other blue, it's going to be coming towards those reds on the side. Not going to... just close. Catches the second one.
Great shot. Kayla MacMillan does have the hammer here. She's throwing the blue rocks. She's facing 3 right now. I guess she's playing and take these 2 out. Double.
Yeah.
Open it up a bit.
Hoping to spin it over towards the guard. They look pretty even. That's going to be tough to do. Doesn't really need to spin it towards anyway. She just like to get them grouped. Bonus for Reese-Hansen on that last run back. She left the raised stone behind cover. So still in a pretty good spot here. Well, that might not get the second one out.
No, but it is behind the tee line, so she can use it as a friend. Possibly.
Yeah, it might depend on what happens with this one. If you make the hit and roll behind cover on this, you should be top 4 foot.
So Megan McGilvery throwing third rocks.
Hand up usually means warm. They're sweeping for curl.
She gets a nose hit, not quite the roll. So we are playing 10 ends, 38 minutes think time. They have to play a minimum of 6 ends. I'm sure this game will go 10. And they get 1 60-second timeout.
I'm not entirely certain it won't go 11.
Right.
Well, with the nose hit there, that changes the call, and you see it for MacMillan not looking necessarily, or pardon me, Reese-Hansen not looking necessarily to hit it on the and get the rolling behind anymore. Just roll to close the port.
So Taylor Reese-Hansen did win a couple of tier 2 events across the country to take her up in the rankings.
Yeah, the Tier 2 Canadian Open just before Christmas in Saskatoon. Well, most of it was held in Martinsville. The final moved to the Maurice Belcher Center in Saskatoon, where they were holding the Tier 1 at the same time. And yeah, that vaulted her up the rankings.
And who do you remember who she played in the final there? I didn't.
I don't. I would have to look that up.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh.
Okay, that's a bit unfortunate for her. Just got away on her.
Yeah,
Maybe not quite as extended out, and
that's a force to just a couple of bad breaks there. Just about missed the bluestone, but when she rubbed it, kills her own out of the back 8-foot that was partly buried, and now it's a chance to set up a deuce essentially for MacMillan when it was looking like she was going to be forced. Has to be a little careful. Doesn't want to get too deep with this draw. You end up, even if you're just in front of the tee line, the double is probably there on the blues. If you ever slid behind the tee line, she might just decide to freeze to it.
one thing that we did notice in the game yesterday, MacMillan was playing Corinne Brown, and there was a lot of these shots that were missed opportunities. And I come from the old school, like when there's a missed shot, make them pay.
Yeah.
You got to make that next shot. That's the big point.
Well, it is not critical to dead bury this. Get it half round dead even with the other one so there's no double. That's the most important thing. I don't think buried's an issue. This is a long ways out.
Oh, that could be, there's a double opportunity there to get out of this end now.
Yeah, back to a force if she could make the double.
So she's thrown pretty much down the same spot that she just threw. I'm sure that she's already let that one go.
You'd like to think so, but
she's thinking about it.
We all know different, yeah.
I call it goldfish mentality. Be a goldfish, let it 10 seconds and it's gone. We talk about that in our Tuesday, Thursday afternoon ladies curling league. Be a goldfish.
I expect she's throwing this one a little harder because it's very thin to make the double. And she didn't
They're on
take
it
a
right
lot of
away
ice.
again.
Yeah, too thick. Move it a little. Not enough.
Okay, so there's an open draw for 2. She just threw it. So give them a good chance to throw 2 in a row, down the same spot. Take advantage of her hammer opportunity. Interesting, both teams are from the Victoria Curling Club, but I don't believe that they curled in a lot of events in BC. Most of the events both of them curled in were across the country.
Yes. I had a chance to, I've called games for both of them over the course of the season, playing in Bonspiels in all parts of the country.
It's looking good. She's just keeping it clean there. Perfect for 2. So Kayla MacMillan opens the first end with a 2-point lead, and we'll be back in a few minutes. The second end.
The Kia Victoria experience is a different and better way to purchase a vehicle. We believe that the more positive your car buying experience, the more you're going to love your Kia. When we say the right thing to do, we're talking about putting the customer's needs first. It's about being honest and transparent, both in sales and in the service department, and it's also about treating everyone equally. If you haven't considered Kia Victoria, I would say come see it for yourself. You're going to be impressed with the people that you meet and impressed with the product.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
Welcome back to the BC Men's, Ladies and Women's Curling Championships presented by Best Western. We're in Esquimalt, BC. Well, we're not there, but the curlers are there. And we are covering Kayla MacMillan versus Taylor Reese-Hansen, top 2 teams, along with Corinne Brown, who is leading in the standings right now. And we got a great game. Kayla MacMillan scored 2 in the first end. So Taylor Reese-Hansen now has the hammer, playing the second.
First stone of the end came into the rings. It was T-line button area. They threw the hit, and this is that delayed corner guard that we saw a couple times yesterday. You play one hit and then throw your corner guard, and you don't have to worry about quite as many rocks piling up in the middle before the free guard zone expires.
So each team has a preference, and they know going into this what they're going to be doing. If there's a rock here, if there's a rock top 12, we talked about that yesterday, being another guard.
Yeah.
They have a game plan going in, and it's interesting. Somebody asked me yesterday, what are they doing at the hog line? And so I mentioned that they are having a little team discussion about how they're going to play the next end, make sure they're all on the same page. If there's maybe a funny spot in the ice, if they're getting a different time later in the game, all sorts of things. But they are talking a little bit about their game plan going forward, where they're going to put the first rock, where they're going on the end.
Yeah, and a lot of that can depend situationally. For instance, she played the delayed corner guard here, but maybe in the 6th end or 8th end, she throws double corners. They'll have an idea before they start situationally how they want to approach each end. Sometimes you have to react to what you're seeing out there. And that's one of the things the delayed corner guard has kind of come into fashion, if you want to call it that way, in the last couple of years. I do like it, I must admit. A lot of times when teams come in with the first one, you throw the corner guard, now they guard it. Well, you're dealing with a rock behind a center guard, and you can't hit the guard yet. This is a way to deal with that. They come in on the first one, you hit. Ideally, you roll to the corner. You'd love them to nose hit and stay out in the corner. And now you throw your corner guard, and you don't have to worry about anything buried in the middle before you can peel a guard. It's a very patient way to do it.
Sean, I see some teams, they opt to, instead of splitting like for 2 corner guards, they'll do 2 guards on one side.
Yeah.
Do you like that strategy, or are you in favor of the other way?
Yeah, I think it depends on the ice and the situation. Like if you really need 3, in my opinion, I think you want the more traditional split the house. But ice like what we have here, where it's big movement and late movement. You throw 2 corner guards on opposite sides, and there's a chance you don't have a draw path to the button anymore because the corner guards are kind of in your way.
Right.
And you like to keep that one path open to the middle, whichever side it happens to be. So in those cases, they'll throw the stacked corners. But again, it's tough to score 3. If you're just trying to set up a deuce, you can stack the corners for sure. Every team's got a preference on that, and part of it is you're trying to, if your opposition has got a bit of a lead and they're trying to play defense, you're trying to keep those guards where they can't make a double peel. You want them, as long as they're only peeling one at a time, you've got something to work with.
Interesting. I was listening to Brad Jacobs. I think it was at the end of the season last year. He was on Inside Curling podcast with Kevin Martin, and he was talking about coming around a corner guard and how most teams will try and give you perfect ice to come around that corner guard, and then they hold it straight with their sweeping, and then as soon as they get close to the corner guard, they pound it in for the curl. And he's going, but really you should take a little more ice and maybe start sweeping for the curl a little bit earlier. Your rock is going to react different than if you held it all the way. And so they found some success with that. I kind of put that in my pocketbook. It was a good strategy. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, I've always been of the opinion that when you're coming around your own corner guard, you're okay with it over curling. If you show them a piece on the outside, all they can do is hit and roll out. You don't ever want to under curl that. Didn't get that tap back quite straight enough, so it's left at a corner on the blue, and I think she can get inside the nose this make the roll behind cover. But even if she doesn't, if she's right on the nose, it rubs the red, and again it's the blue is going to stop it from going anywhere. This won't be big weight either. Now they indicate heavy right away. That's not a good. You can't miss this on the outside.
Sweeping it for the curl now.
Yeah, they're going to jam it though.
Yeah, they are.
That's the thing. You had to at least get to the nose on that. Now there's danger of a steal now.
That rock is positioned pretty nice for Kayla MacMillan to just come and sit right on top of it, and there's not that many rocks left to play around to try and get it off.
Yeah, she could even be short here.
I shouldn't say Kayla, I should say Brittany again. Brittany's last shot. Brittany made some great shots yesterday in the game we covered.
She's got such a nice release. Like, she gets that good positive rotation without really much of a backwards motion. You see a lot of them when they try to get that extra rotation on there, they actually set it, in some cases, quite pronounced. And she doesn't do that.
Great shot. Now she has no choice but to try and spill it off the front.
Yeah, there's a possibility both reds could go off this. If she drives this back pretty much right on the nose, hits the one that was just thrown, it clips the blue behind it, kills the red, and the raised stone may end up coming across and catch that other red.
I think she might have been a little tight on her release there. They were on it right away.
Not hitting anything in the rings like that.
So where does Kayla want to come with this rock?
Well, it's a straight guard, but I think you're just splitting center. I think you leave her a little piece of the outside of that blue stone if she had to come through a port, because it jams. Like, I'm not sure. Like, Taylor's probably still got to run it back. Like, it's hard to tell. The pinhole might be open if you could make a perfect freeze, but I don't think you want to play that on your first one. If you're Taylor Reese-Hansen, you don't make it, you won't have a shot for your last one.
No.
If you're perfectly splitting the center line, you could be a little bit higher on this one too, just to make the run back tougher, put a little bit more separation between them. You see what I mean, though, with the release. Kayla's got plenty of rotation, but she does have an in-out motion to get that rotation. Well, she might not have wanted
It's
it
a
quite
pretty
that
high guard there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's over curled. So I think you can get there with weight to just jiggle these around somehow and hope to leave your shooter in a spot where you can use it for the next one.
Definitely wanted to be tighter to the house than that, I would think. But it is in the way, and it is a guard.
Okay, where's my telestrator?
Yeah.
So none of the shots she's looking at are what I would have thought she'd play. She's going to try to pick the back one. Her shooter might come across, get the double, and she may still lose the red one at the back of the forefoot, but it'll open up a little bit more room in the button. Now, she's still going to have to draw to the button with her last one. The other option is to come down and now they were looking at playing it as more of a hit and a flop. I would be coming down with just the weight to try to tap that blue one at the top of the button. Hopefully you rub the other one on the way by and just tap it out of the forefoot and leave your shooter in a good position. Her shooter's rolling away with this shot.
Tough shot.
Yeah.
She did throw that out a little.
Yeah, there's that backwards motion. You can see it's still backing off the line. That's the best she could do with that. Now, the good thing for her with that guard being as high as it is, she could get to that blue stone at the top of the forefoot from either turn, and Kayla knows that as well, so she's thinking about coming right in.
Because if she is short on one side, they'll just come on the other side.
Yeah, if she was going to try to guard it, she'd have to deadline up the guard, basically, which is just makes the guard a little trickier to throw.
Put some pressure on Taylor Reese-Hansen to make a great shot. Kayla MacMillan throwing her last rock, the second end.
They looked at corner freezing it to try to take away a little bit more of the button. The other option, I guess, you could come down with enough weight to tap it back straight back 6 inches and take away a little bit more of the button that way too. You have to be careful when you try to corner freeze it like this. You ever bounce off, you could leave her a nose hit double where she'd be out counting the back two.
And really, Kayla, if she gives Taylor Reese 1 point here, she's happy with that.
She is.
She gets the hammer back.
But you're in a spot to make her throw a really tough shot against potentially a steal. So, you don't want to bounce off here and give her that chance at the double. Line looks really nice.
And they're just cleaning it. Oh, she's pretty good. Okay.
Oh, a little spin at the end, I think, is enough that she can't really hit that. And you look at the hack view, and that's a good like she does not have a lot of white that she can see.
She does not.
And she's got to hit some.
Kayla MacMillan's rock always has that tiny little spin right at the very end with the way she throws it. I don't know if she got taught that by her coach, Nicholas Adine, or. But
it's the thing with the extra rotation with these aggressive rocks that they will frequently do that. There's a benefit to throwing that rotation. You get that last little spin. I know Vic Router loves it. He loves watching those rocks spin back into the house.
Yeah, it's nice. So last rock for Taylor Reese-Hansen. I think she's facing 4 here, trying to get a piece of the button.
And this is one where it's likely you're scoring one or you're giving up at least 2. Hard to beat one of those rocks without beating them both.
Looks like they are sweeping it for weight.
I thought they were going for line. I'm not sure she's by the blues.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sorry, that was for line. Weight might have been okay. So she gives up a steal of 2. So Kayla MacMillan will go up 4-0 after 2 ends of play. The BC Men's and Women's Curling Championships.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, The Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Yourself alive.
Welcome back to the BC Men's and Ladies Provincial Curling Championships presented by Best Western. I'm here, Penny Shantz. I'm joined by Sean Joyce, and we are currently watching Taylor Reese-Hansen and Kayla MacMillan. Kayla was able to steal a couple in the second end, so she takes a big 4-0 lead. And so we might see Taylor Reese-Hansen here get a little bit more aggressive with her calling. She's down 4 now. But before we go any further, Sean, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors. We couldn't have this event without our sponsors. Presenting sponsors, Best Western, Bel Air Direct, Driftwood Brewery, Digital Direct, and AMJ Moving. Platinum sponsors, Kia Victoria, Peninsula Co-op, and our government and community sponsors, Greater Victoria Sports Tourism Commission, BC Government, Via Sport, and the Township of Esquimalt. So thank you to all our sponsors.
Yes, these events certainly do not go without the sponsors.
The other thing is that we are covering the men's and ladies provincial championships, but the U20 provincial championships is also being held here. It's in the Esquimalt Curling Club, which is actually attached to the arena here. And I think you did one of their games.
I haven't yet. I'm doing the final, one of the finals on Sunday.
So if you're in the Victoria area, come down to the curling rink. There's lots of parking. It's free. It's a great atmosphere. I was there a couple of years ago, and it's a lot of fun. I was actually there with Sheila Cowan. We were watching together. We're competitors, and in the senior world, she won the senior provincial championships this past year, and we enjoyed a few games sitting together, and yeah, great facility.
So MacMillan with the 4-point lead through the first 2 into the rings. This is still just the 5th stone of the end, so as she's coming by that corner guard, they have to be a little bit careful. You cannot remove the guard from play, but you know, it looked like she could probably still see about a third of this stone, I think.
Okay, Kayla is putting some pressure on here. She's got 3 rocks stacked up in the middle. So I kind of like the strategy that if you're throwing it to the middle, you're forcing the person to a 1-point type end. Sprinkle them to the sides, you're going to generate a few more points.
Yeah, you hope. The other team doesn't always want to cooperate. I like this call. The key here, it's you don't necessarily need to kill these blues. You cannot lose your shooter, because you lose the shooter and she peels the corner guard. Like you have to make this rock something that MacMillan has to deal with.
It looks like she's going to do a little bounce there.
Yeah, not what they called, but it works. She's still going to peel the guard.
And I think that's the right call. That other rock is behind the tee line.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in front of anything either. But that's not the rock they were trying to make contact with. They were actually trying to make contact with the one right on the center line, tap it back, and they would have stayed in front of a couple of blues. So I didn't see anything in the release to explain why she ran that much straighter.
Oh.
And that was supposed to be a peel of the guard.
That's right. Okay, so that gives Taylor Reese-Hansen an opportunity to try and use that corner guard again. Changed it up a little bit.
She's still going to have to deal with the blues in the middle, but she doesn't have to do that right away. The other shot that I see is she could come around the blue at the top 12-foot and try to freeze to the one at the back 8-foot. Then you maybe hope that MacMillan tries some kind of run back and deals with 1 or 2 of those blues for you. This has got better line coming in.
It does. And she still has that other, she's actually got 2 guards there right now. She's got that rock in the top 12-foot.
Why I would maybe be tempted to have played the other one first, though, is that if you made this shot, which she did, now she's going to peel your corner guard. If you play the other one, she's probably hopefully playing something in the middle, and then you've still got your corner guard.
Okay.
I still like the out turn freeze to that back 4-foot rock.
And I think that's what she's calling now.
It's actually
Sean,
probably better now, because it was a rock's width further back a moment ago, and if you froze to it, there might have been a double off the red at the side. It would be pretty flat now. Still looks like she's a little bit worried about the double. It's flat.
So what she's doing here is taking advantage of that rock that's at the back of the 4-foot.
And the one in the 12, really.
Right.
We've talked about a rock in the 12-foot is a guard on this ice.
Right.
There's such big late movement. And two things can happen out of this. As I mentioned, she's eventually got to deal with the blue ones in the middle. Well, you hope that by making this good freeze, that you force MacMillan to play some kind of a run, and maybe she makes a slight mistake and deals with one or two of these blue rocks for you.
Okay. Must be close there.
I don't think she's getting by.
They're on the front, yeah. Her weight was probably pretty close.
Yeah.
But they're just getting that curl a little bit early.
I'm not honestly sure which one of the two red ones I see as the bigger threat.
Well, that one in the front is probably okay. I would be going for this one over here, I think.
If I'm hitting this one, I don't want to hit it on the nose.
No.
Because then if she hits and rolls in behind the stagger, you can't run either one of them back. That's the only way she gets behind that stagger now. Her red, like you said, it's kind of blocking the path to get to the draw.
So she's either looking to roll in big or roll away.
Yeah, you can roll out on this one.
Oh, there we go. Okay, well, like Taylor Reese-Hansen doesn't really have a draw to the button right now, so.
No, she's got a port. She could get to the back one and just play the hit and roll in. She could play the hit and roll over on the one that was just hit. She could play the double in the top two as well, but the problem with that is you leave a double at the top. You're also, even just a nose hit, you'd be facing 3.
Those are staggered guards.
There's a triple there. She doesn't see it. There's a triple. Where's my telestrator? Hit the back one of the two in the 8-foot, come across to make the double on the one in the 12-foot. That one that you're hitting first is going to take the stone out at the back of the 4. And then you'd be sitting second and third. That would be a good position.
Sweeping it for curl again. Okay.
That's a great
It's a great shot. So she took advantage of those staggered guards there. Her guards are in the 8-foot. That was a great shot. Well done.
Kayla's looking at the slash double. It's not even absolutely critical that she gets the second one out. Like, if she jams this fairly solidly, but at least spins it out into the open, then she knows she can deal with it on her next one. It's not like Taylor Reese-Hansen has a lot of options as to where she can go with her next one. She's got to get, at least second shot rock, so she's going to have a nibble of the 4-foot. close. It's real close. Just stuffed it.
Okay, so ideally she's going to try and come around there with the out-turn draw.
Yeah, it's scary. You don't want to leave a
Tuck it.
double. It would be tempting to come off the one in the 12-foot.
On the left-hand side.
Yeah. I mean, even if you came into your own and pushed your own into the open, your shooter's going to be so far buried, you're still going to have a shot for two. The scary thing about this one is if she doesn't bury, even if she's right to the face of it, there might be a double. And you've got to be into the 4-foot, so she doesn't have a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room as to where to put this.
She's getting too much curl there.
Yeah, and just not quite the weight she needed.
So she gives an opportunity for Kayla to double those two red ones out and be covering the button pretty much.
Yeah, and a nose hit.
No shot in.
A nose hit won't score, so you'll have to draw around all of these blues to catch a piece of the 4-foot. It's there, but it means she's going to have to go wide, and that changes the speed. This still has to be made. I mean, you're a sliver off the nose broom side, and you jam it, your sliver across, and it drives it by. These straight back ones are never as easy as you think they look.
Oh, freeze frame.
That was a lot of backwards motion on that release.
Oh, okay.
So jammed it. It'll be a draw for two.
Draw for two puts her back into the game.
Yeah. Doesn't really need any difference in the ice. She just needs either a couple feet more weight or they have to sweep it differently. They really didn't go hard on that last one. They were, I think, justifiably worried about hanging it out there and leaving the double. This one, it's all about bite the 4-foot. They don't have to worry about tucking.
Last shot in the third end. Draw for two. Pretty much going down the same line that she just threw.
Yeah, but this is going to come up well short.
She is short, so it's 1 point for Taylor Reese-Hansen. And the score is now 4-1 for MacMillan going into the fourth end, and Kayla MacMillan's team will have the hammer.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made, with care, intention, and respect for the process. Every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
Okay, welcome back to the BC Men's and Ladies Provincial Curling Championships presented by Best Western. I'm Penny Shantz and I'm covering the game from Coldstream, BC, just outside of Vernon. And I'm joined by Sean Joyce, who is in Saskatoon. We're in fourth end of play. Kayla MacMillan's team is currently sitting. She's got 4 points. Taylor Reese-Hansen has 1. And Kayla MacMillan has a hammer going into this fourth end.
Yeah, MacMillan's teams look very solid so far this morning, but they came in knowing, you lose this game, you're third place. You win this game, you're actually still alive for first place because Reese-Hansen still has to play Corinne Brown tonight. If Reese-Hansen beats Corinne Brown, there's a possibility these three teams all end up tied, in which case it would go to the last stone draw to determine which team is awarded first place and that bye through to the final. And I don't have those results in front of me, but there's still another draw after this one where things could change on that one. The teams certainly know where they stand. It makes it's probably a little nerve-wracking for the players. I always find this really fun as an announcer to look at the possibilities of ties and how they can be broken.
Right. Reese-Hansen's last 2 games are against Kayla MacMillan and Brown. Those are the, going into this event, those are the top 3 teams. So
Yep.
She's actually playing the top 3 team or top 2 teams in the last 2 games, and she's probably going to meet one again.
Yeah, but I've done a few draws in my day too, and I would argue that if you've done your seeding right, that's the way it should be. You want your top teams playing each other at the end of the round robin, because if the seeds are done right, you're determining your playoff spots at that point. These are the highest drama games that you should see, and it certainly looks like here this year that's going to work itself out. It's the top 3 coming in look like they're going to be the 3 playoff teams. That doesn't always work out that way.
Right. Well, you always have the dark horse.
Yeah, somebody plays well. It's not like the gap between, I tend to argue with what they say when the gap between the best teams and the next best teams is getting larger. I don't know that that's necessarily true. Anybody here could beat anybody else.
That's true.
It's just probably not going to happen. It's not going to be a 50-50 proposition. They're going to win 1 out of 10 maybe. But you don't know when that one's going to be, right? They're all capable of putting together their best game at any particular time.
Well, and I know that I think Kayla MacMillan tonight plays Kelsey Powell. She's from my home club. And those girls, they're out of the playoffs now, but I know how they can play. And so, you can't come out and take them lightly because they can rock it pretty good. They got Jim Cotter's daughter playing lead on the team. She's got lots of experience, even though she's so young. And they're coached by Doug Dalzell. And Kelsey and the whole team, Alyssa Kylo, they've been around, and so they know how to win. So Kayla's got to be sharp for that game as well.
Yeah, that was actually a team. They lost a game last night that had they won it, that if MacMillan doesn't win this game, you're playing for third place tonight. It's a 1 game takes third place type matchup because of the head-to-head. So so
close, but yet so far.
Yeah, they kept themselves in it right up till the second last draw.
So Taylor Reese-Hansen putting up the center guard.
Yeah, that is
Didn't
over
quite
curled
make
though.
it.
She's looking to drive red onto blue, onto the red in the button, and that top red goes just across the top of the second blue a little bit, and it should go out the side over the top of that blue one on the tee line at 9 o'clock. Ooh, this is thin. Yeah, missed the blue of the 8 foot, caught the blue at 9 o'clock, and now a chance to put up a better guard.
So we talked a little bit about rocks off air and how the teams, they track their rocks during the week and how some might be cutting more than others. And then normally around this time of the competition, the ice maker, who is Mike Merklinger and one of the very best in Canada, he might come out and decide to scratch the rocks again and give them a little bit more curl.
He might. I mean, it does happen from time to time. It depends. Every ice maker will tell you, well, they'll tell me anyway that they'll play it by ear based on what things are, what's happening out there. If the rocks start to straighten out too much, they'll change other things too. Like we talked a little bit about how scientific everything is getting. When they nip the ice before the game, they will weigh the amount of shavings that they take off. And the other thing they can do as the rocks start to get a little bit dull and get a little bit straighter, they can take off just a little bit more when they nip at the start of the game too. So there's different ways they can do it. They try to keep it consistent all through the event. And of course, the rocks are going to change a little bit as they wear down. So then they adjust the pebble, and we can't tell the difference. The curlers can't tell the difference. The rocks will curl the same. But at some point in time, yes, you're right. They may have to adjust the rocks and then go back to the same pebble they were using earlier in the event. In a perfect world, the ice makers will all tell you, we don't want the players talking about the rocks. We'd like to have them so that they're running the same on Sunday as they were running on Tuesday, and then everybody's happy.
We also talked yesterday a little bit about picking your rocks, because these ladies and men, they're tracking their rocks each game. So after each game, they'll discuss with their individual teams what rocks they like, what rocks they don't like, if they love their rocks. And there might be that one rock out there that's the cutter, and typically you would give that to the lead or the second because it was curling too much. But some teams, and I know some skips,
you would, but yeah.
Yeah. They'll take that
Anymore.
rock and use it to their advantage. They know that that's the curling rock, and they'll take full advantage of that during a game.
Yeah. It won't necessarily be the skip that throws it, but they'll know who's got it, and they'll try to use it if they need to make a come around, or even if they're trying to play a finesse shot by a guard and they need to flop inside. Like, you hear it all the time, the Scotties and the Briar, when the skip calls down and wants to know which rock they're throwing. That's why. They've got one stone that they think curls a little bit more, and they want to make sure they're icing for it accordingly. Nice guard thrown up there. The run opportunity to run red into blue, there's a risk of just doubling off the blues and not getting anything red out of the house. So she's got to play the peel on the high one, I think. Play the double peel on the two reds.
She just wants to open this up.
Yeah, it's hard to straight peel the red that was just thrown. Like you can't really hit it on the left side as we look at the house, or you could drive it into the blues, and it's hard to hit the right side because of where the longer guard is. So they're going to play the double peel. Stuffed out a little bit, but gets it more out of the way. I mean, if you put a straight center guard now, she can peel it from either turn.
So right now, Taylor Reese-Hansen's team has, missed a few opportunities. How do you think her confidence would be out there? How is she rebuilding that to, bring it back? Is she going to try and make her shots a little bit as easy as possible, or what do you think's her mental?
That's an interesting question because so she's 5-0 coming in. The confidence was probably pretty high, and deservedly so. And as we talked about earlier, she's had an outstanding season, coming off a very good event at Tier 2 just a few weeks ago. A couple of bad ends may not shake her confidence as much as it would have at maybe other times, so she might be okay with that yet. I've always kind of been and we're still early in the game, so you maybe don't have to think like this yet, but you start to get behind in a game, and I take the approach that, well, the scoreboard says I don't get to throw anything easy anymore. Your execution just has to be better. The easy shots are for the team that's got a 3-point lead. You're going to have to play some tougher shots because you've got to force your opposition to play some tougher shots. This one could help. It's just a straight guard. It's a fairly routine shot, but Reese herself has not maybe had the game that she's used to. Here again, she's going to overcurl a little bit. She gets away with it. It covers enough of that blue stone. It's hard to run it back, but she can play the pick on the shot stone now.
So I just heard that they did scratch the rocks 2 days ago.
Okay.
2 nights ago, yeah. So they probably won't scratch them again. Maybe they will, depending on. Looks like it's moving, lots of movement out there.
That seems really early to have done it the second time.
Maybe they thought it wasn't moving enough.
Probably see just over half of this from the hacks.
So she's just trying to pick it out of there.
Yeah, just straight pick it out.
She's got it. So while we're waiting for Taylor Reese-Hansen here, just want to mention that Rafflebox is running the 50/50s here. And you can actually go online. I have the rafflebox.ca/raffle/CurlBC championships. I went back and I saw that a couple of games were like $3,000.
Yeah.
Or close to $3,000. I don't know what it was yesterday. But those are pretty good totals that support curling in BC. You have to be in BC to buy the tickets. So all my curling friends out there, I'm sorry I can't buy it because I'm on the Curl BC board of directors, and I'm not privy to buying tickets, but I'm sure you can find a friend in BC to buy your tickets and support curling.
This is a tough shot. She's got to come around a stone at the top of the 8-foot. She needs a piece of the 4-foot to be shot rock, and she's got to be buried because you just saw Kayla pick one out.
Looks like they're sweeping it for weight a bit there. Oh, hold it for line now.
It's even if it got by, it wasn't going to be deep enough to bury. But by rubbing off, she can see all of it. This is a nose hit for 3.
In these games, they do have to play 6 ends. So even though if she does get the 3 here and it goes up 7-1, there will be, they go into the 5th end with a break after, and they'd have to play 6 ends. So Kayla or Taylor Reese-Hansen will probably go all out now with a score of 7-1. We'll see what happens with his shot. Sweeping it to hold it.
Yeah, they jumped it right away. No problem.
So that's a 3 for Kayla MacMillan to go up 7-1 after 4 ends of play. We'll see you in a minute.
When I was younger, I thought purpose had to be big, like changing the world. But then there's the little things, like fueling someone's car before an early shift, or helping someone find the perfect bottle to toast a special occasion, making sure the shelves are full so a family can cook dinner, so those kids can have their favorite treats, like giving back, like making everyone's day just a bit better. Maybe that's exactly our purpose.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Welcome back to the 5th end of the BC Men's and Ladies Provincial Curling Championships from Esquimalt, BC. We're in the 5th end of play, and Kayla MacMillan is ahead in this game, 7-1. So I think we're going to see a few rocks in play now.
Well, Reese-Hansen hopes you're right. Like, she's going to try to put them up, but Kayla MacMillan, as soon as she's able, will start trying to get rid of them.
So this is an interesting choice of rock.
Yeah, this is a shot.
A lot of curlers are probably going to wonder, why would she do something like that? You see it more in doubles.
Yeah, right? That's where that shot came from. You can't remove a rock from play yet. It's still you're still in the 5 rock free guard zone, but it's something that came in the power play with doubles, where they would play to tick the guard into the house so that it's no longer covering that one at the tee line in doubles play. And it has migrated over to 4-player curling. I find that part fascinating, that a shot that developed in the 2-player format has found its way into 4-player curling. And it's a very effective tool, because by putting that into the rings, they would be able to hit it on the next one. And so now Reese-Hansen has to guard it. She can't throw another corner guard.
Yeah, I really like it as well.
And she didn't get the guard up. And
it's ideal because you don't keep your rock in play. Your rock leaves the scene.
Yeah.
You knock them in the house. There's no guards. Open hit.
Well, and again, if she wants to guard it, she doesn't want to let you hit it. She has to throw a center guard. That means you're not playing with corner guards the rest of the end. there it is. No corner guards to play this end when you have last rock and need to try to score multiples. Going to try to throw one here. Now the trick is get these separated enough so that there's not a double peel. And that's tough because you've got a halfway guard on the center line. It's hard not to leave a double. You can do it, but it's trickier now. Yeah, you definitely didn't want to leave that one higher than the other one because now she can play the double peel towards the middle, and if she happens to stick it, it's a center guard that's her own color. Like at least if she's going the other way, if she stuck the double peel, it leaves you a corner guard. You want to make her hit the one in the center first. A little thick on the second one.
The corner on the other side.
Yeah.
So she has her corner guard now.
Yep.
There is 5 games going on right now across some men's games I see next door. And all games are streamed through Curling Stadium and can be viewed on the Curl BC YouTube channel as well. I know last night after we finished our game, I went into the men's A qualifier game. They went, I believe it was an extra end.
I didn't watch the game, but I did check the line score. I think that's right.
I guess that was yesterday morning. I watched that because the team that lost, which was Dijon, our last year's champions, they had to go right back on the ice, and they ended up losing again. So now they're in the C.
Yes.
I think they're into a tight game right now again. And you have taken over Brent Pierce. Took Brent Pierce from us from BC. I think he's playing in the Saskatchewan Championships this year, so you'll be covering him next week.
Yeah, I understand he's actually not going to be here for that. So
that's
they
too
played
bad.
with a 5-person team all year long. So
I was kind of looking forward to seeing some of his curling this year. Haven't seen much of him.
No, I saw him a few times last year. I will occasionally, when I'm broadcasting his games, poke a little fun because I actually know Brent.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where there's fewer and fewer curlers out there that that I've played against all the time. But yeah, I've played against Brent a few times, and we were, again, when I was forming the Players Association here, not by myself, there was 4 of us involved. Brent was very active with the formation of the slams and such. So we did several conversations on that side of it back in those days as well. They're really struggling to get their rocks positioned well. Even here, that's another over curl on a guard that leaves the opportunity to take out the rock in the rings. And if she can roll into the full 8, even bite a piece of the forefoot, it's getting late enough in the end. It's tough to go around the corner guards again because there's going to be 2 blues. The blue's still going to be sitting 2, and how do you deal with them as well this late in the end? She's probably going to have to play a hit and roll. This has to be made first. Yeah, that's a perfect shot because now Reese-Hansen, you've still got the corner guard, but if you come around, you still have to deal with these two blues, and you're running out of rocks.
So she's trying a corner freeze on the one on the left.
Yeah, and because it's higher, not even necessarily critical to get shot rock here or second shot. You want this angled in such a way that any hit on the red is going to basically double the two blues. This goes back to what I was suggesting earlier, that the scoreboard says you don't get to play any easy shots anymore. This is a tough shot to put this in the perfect spot, but you're down 6. Like, if you're going to get back in this game, especially with the way this end is set up, you have to execute some difficult shots. That's the reality of the situation they find themselves in.
Okay, so at what point in this game do you let's just throw some rocks, try and throw it good, make sure we're doing that, and not try to be so precise anymore? I mean, you are playing Kayla MacMillan, so you're playing a good team.
You're talking about at one point in the time you say, well, let's just play one good end and get off, and I don't think you're doing that until when the rule says they've got to play 6. That might be the discussion at the 5th end break. Look, we're not going to come back in this game, but we got to play another game tonight, and we need to get some confidence back. Let's just play one solid end, and we're not going to worry about the scoreboard. So if depending on the situation that they're in, if they manage to score here, they will be without last rock, but they may play it still for a hard steal. Play the 2 center guards and then try to at least make your opposition play some tough shots.
Right. Taylor Reese-Hansen is coached by Todd Troyer. He's been a longtime coach in the Victoria area, and I'm pretty sure that he's coached Taylor Reese-Hansen enough to know what to say in the 5th end break and try and boost her up a little bit in this game. I do see it's interesting because they are allowed, each team is allowed 1 timeout, but you're also allowed to talk to your coach behind the scoreboard whenever you want. And Kayla MacMillan really takes advantage of that opportunity. I see her talking to Nicholas Edin all the time back there, discussing what her next shots are going to be, what she's looking at. And I don't see as many other teams doing that like she does. On that note, talking to your coach back there, I watch a lot of NFL football in the last couple of years, and of course they have the communication going all over the place. So I think it's about time that in curling we were able to finally talk to our coach whenever we wanted to, because in other sports you can do that.
Mm-hmm. She's got to be a little, I get what she's thinking here. You have to be a little careful with this double, though. You'd like to leave that red one at the back of the 12-foot. And this is going to be going in that direction. What she wants to do is she's hitting this one to try to, a little bit thick, come across the top of the second one, try to spin up in behind the corner guard. In a perfect world, you sit second and third after this, and there's still an outside chance for 3 because they'll both be buried if he can get the spin up. That's as long as it misses the one at the back. It's going in that direction for sure. This is curling earlier than they would like.
She will hang in the 12-foot there. I don't know if it's going to do her much good, though, at this point.
Well, the double is, it might be just there. It's flat. Now, it depends whether she could throw it that hard, because you'd have to throw some speed to make a double that flat. But Kayla's got to be careful here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. With where she touched the ice the first time, she'd have been awful close to leaving a triple. It would have been easier than the flat double. So you do have to be a little careful where you put this rock.
Okay, this is an interesting call because, you know, ideally you want three rocks across the front there. And
but that was, they saw the triple and said, well, we can't put it there.
That's right. And, you know, I've had a coach, Kenny Brown, who told me, no, you want that rock behind the tee line. You want it back, even back 8 foot. It's okay back there.
Honestly, she could be back 12 as long as she's third shot. The key here is just don't leave a triple. And the reason you're bringing this one into the house is because there is a flat double there. It's for 2. So if the double's there to score 2, well, then just throw a third one in and make sure she can't make the triple.
That's right. You're not touching it.
No, they're not. It's got to stop in time to be third.
And it does.
Ooh. You said that a lot sooner than I would have.
Whoa. I don't think it is third shot.
I think it is.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see it on the bottom of my screen there. Oh, there we go.
You see, asking.
Oh, it's just shot rock.
Just, yep.
Okay, maybe I was a little bit fast on that one. So last rock in the 5th end before we go into a 5th end break. Taylor Reese-Hansen, light hit for 1. Sweeping it to hold it there. Yeah.
She doesn't have much room to roll to the outside. Clips the one at the back. Yeah, that's the ultimate sign of they've kind of given up, because you could have at least tried to sweep that one off the spin to hold him to 1. That looks like 2 to me.
Yeah, I think it might be 2. So it's 1 or 2. So it's either 8-1 or 9-1. We're going into a 5th end break, and then we do have to play 6 ends. So we'll see you after the 5th end break. Thanks.
Yes. Whoa.
Oh boy.
Wheelie.
Ahead of us all good.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
That's interesting. We were in the Masters Canadian final, and I track all the rocks, and Al Hackner's team was there, and they had played West Craig in the semifinal, and we were going on to the sheet that they had played, and Al had the opposite color of rocks that I would have chosen on that sheet.
Yeah, we were just discussing in the break. Blue is the same team that we saw win yesterday afternoon, and the Blues won handily last night here. MacMillan with a 9-1 lead in the fifth end break. They do have to play 6, as we mentioned, so we'll have the 6th end for you right after this break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
When I was younger, I thought purpose had to be big, like changing the world. But then there's the little things, like fueling someone's car before an early shift, or helping someone find the perfect bottle to toast a special occasion, making sure the shelves are full so a family can cook dinner, so those kids can have their favorite treats. Like giving back, like making everyone's day just a bit better. Maybe that's exactly our purpose.
Welcome back to the 6th end of the BC Men's and Ladies Provincial Curling Championships, sponsored by Best Western. We're in Esquimalt, BC at the Archie Browning Center, and we are watching the 2 of the top teams along with Corin Brown. Right now, Kayla MacMillan has a 9-1 lead against Taylor Reese-Hansen, who was coming into this game at 5-0. With this win, it pretty much secures Kayla MacMillan a spot in the playoffs, along with Taylor Reese-Hansen, and Corin Brown secures hers. She's at the top right now, but she still has to play tonight, and she plays against
Reese-Hansen.
Reese-Hansen. So
yeah, it's anybody's tournament yet out of those 3. MacMillan came in here this morning knowing that she had to win this game or she couldn't do any better than 3rd. By winning this game, and it certainly looks like she's going to now, if she wins this game, she could still finish as high as 1st. She could end up in a 3-way tie where they've all beaten each other head to head, and it would go down to the cumulative last stone draw to determine who gets 1st place and the bye through to the final. So this is a huge win for her if this whole score holds.
So with that 9-1, Taylor Reese-Hansen now, she's probably just going to try and generate maybe a couple of points here. And then they might decide to take a rest for the rest of the day until they have to play again tonight, I would think. That would be my thought as a curler.
Already didn't have the start to this end that they might have liked. They ended up with a rock in the ring, so there was already a hit played. They've already got one red rock in the back corner.
So if it does come down to a three-way tie, and it is based on last stone draw, we can probably take a look at that. You can also take a look at that if you go to curlbc.ca live scores, and you can see standings, and in there, I believe it does show the last stone draw cumulative totals. If there is, one team will be deemed to go straight to the final, and the final is on Sunday. It's an early start. It's at 9:00 a.m. on Sunday for the ladies and 2:00 for the men's. That is being televised on Czech TV, and the semifinals as well, but that on Saturday. Same times, I believe. Along with the U20s, I think there'll be some of that as well, which you mentioned you were doing.
Yeah.
The team that is deemed first will get a practice time on Saturday where they can go out. They'll get a choice of rocks or last rock if they're all tied with the same, like if they're all tied the same in the standings, then you don't get both last rock and choice of color. You would only get one of those.
Do you get last rock? I have seen other events, and I don't know at a provincials, but when they have identical records, they may still have to draw to the button to determine who's got last rock.
I didn't look up that.
I do have those standings right now, and of course there's still a draw left tonight. Right now, Brown has the best score of the three teams that could end up tied, but she's only, and I think these are likely centimeters, she's only 1.5 centimeters ahead of MacMillan. So that difference could change in a hurry.
So that would be a big game tonight then for Corin Brown and Taylor Reese-Hansen. Tonight at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a big game for Kayla MacMillan because she plays Kelsey Powell. While we're into this end, I just want to give another shout out to our sponsors for this event. We can't make these events happen without our sponsors. And we have some great ones: Best Western, Bel Air Direct, Driftwood Brewery, Digital Direct, and AMJ Moving, along with our platinum sponsors, Kia Victoria and Peninsula Co-op, and government and community sponsors, Greater Victoria Sports Tourism Commission, BC Government, Via Sport, and the Township of Esquimalt. I also wanted to give a shout out to the chair and president of this event, Al Teasdale. We have a great facility and 2 events going on at one time. Actually, U20 men's and ladies, that's a lot more. And Sherry and Shannon with Curl BC doing for Curl BC and hosting all of these events. It's such a busy schedule during the year, all the events that they are involved in, and want to thank you for doing that as well.
So they've got the good freeze at the top of the forefoot. And again, they probably just want to play one solid end here and get off the ice. So they've got a chance perhaps to set up their 2. She's looking to throw the guard here, and I don't think you want to be dead lined up. I would want to be splitting center here. You expect they're going to peel it anyway, but That's pretty good. Left herself a sliver if and again with an 8-point lead. I was going to say I don't think Kayla will change gears, but she's thinking about it.
It's where the girls at the other end lay on the hog line and go, no, just throw the hit. Just
well,
peel it off, right?
I mean, here's the thing: if it was a 3-point lead instead of an 8-point lead, you may well play this because you're thinking about stealing yet. Mind you, if it was a 3-point lead, they wouldn't have thrown the center guard. Not likely.
So we are on Skip's first rock, Kayla MacMillan. So she has opted to come around there.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'd be doing it from this side.
So is she looking to sit corner freeze on that rock, or does she want to be higher than that?
Well, she indicated the corner freeze. I don't know that I'd be playing it from this side because what you're going to leave is a straight back run on the red, and both blues are going to leave.
There's your little spin in at the end.
Yeah, came up just enough. She almost left the straight double on the blues.
So Taylor Reese-Hansen is going to come from the other side. Is she trying to tap it back a bit, or is she just going to want to sit right on top of it right now?
I think she has to tap it. Because if she just sits right on top of it, even any kind of run on the next one, still only going to be for one because her shooter's not going to be in far enough to beat the other brimstone that was just thrown. So I think you have to create some room for a second one here.
Taylor Reese-Hansen's first shot, the sixth end. Okay, so she has frozen right on top of it.
Yeah, moved it. I'm not sure she moved it far enough.
Yeah.
No, she couldn't get third shot on that, and I don't think she separated everything well enough that I'm still not seeing a shot for two. If she moves that back blue one even just a little bit more, and granted, not that this is an easy shot, but then she could play the run back on the guard and make the blue double. I don't think the blue in the 8-foot can ever go by the red at the top 4-foot and still clip the one that's biting the button. She needed that blue one at the top of the button to move a little more than that.
So she's opted to come right into the middle, right on top of those two. Oh,
Yeah, I don't like this call.
Yeah, okay.
And the reason I don't like it, if you ever move that blue, like right now, you can't make a double on the blues. But if you ever change that blue-red angle, the red at the top of the 4-foot and the blue in the 8-foot, so that the blue could come past it, make the double, you give her right now. She doesn't have a shot for two, and the only shot I see for one is she's got to push the red that she just threw. So if you're going to play the draw, I think you play it from the other side. I don't think you can hurt yourself playing it from the other side, but you sure would hate to move that blue in the 8-foot.
So are you saying to maybe come around there and guard it?
She could guard, yeah.
With a tight guard?
Tight guard, and she even takes away the run back.
Right. We watched Nicholas Edin call a shot for Kayla yesterday. her last shot against Corinne Brown, which was an interesting shot that she played yesterday. She played a hit. Most people, I was thinking maybe play a draw on it, and she came down and threw a hit and actually rolled too far. So we'll see what he calls.
Wouldn't have been
on
the
her
hit
this
I would
time.
have played yesterday. Yeah, she either plays
Yeah.
the double to sit to or plays the freeze. But this one is, they're going to take away the other side. That's the problem with a two-dimensional TV screen. There's no way for me to turn my head far enough to tell whether or not you could get that blue by the red and still clip the other blue. I don't think it doesn't look like you can.
Well, Sean, we look forward to hearing your commentating on the Saskatchewan playdowns as well. Should be a good event there.
Yeah, we have the men's and women's running jointly starting Monday here as well. A lot of provincial playdowns going on in the next 2 weeks, I think. So we've got Manitoba women's are on right now as well. And then all of the women's that haven't run by then, I think, are running next week. The women's provincials, in a lot of cases, much earlier than usual because the Scotties dates have to change to accommodate the Olympics.
Right.
So...
She looked like she flicked that out pretty good. Starting to come now.
She's not light.
Or just come around them all. Wow. Oh. She was not calling that, but she really got an excellent result with that shot.
Yeah.
Because now if they do tap, she's
still not
going to
scoring.
be
Yep.
shot, right? What a great shot by Kayla, even though that's not what she was quite wanted.
Can you run red guard onto the blue in the 8-foot, clip the red at the top of the 4? Does it touch both blues in the 4-foot? Or does it go across the top of the one she just threw? Because that's all I'm seeing to even score. It might be for 2. That's what they're looking at now. Run the guard into the blue in the 8-foot. Have that blue in the 8-foot essentially come straight back. Clip the red thin. The blue that's right behind it, it's gonna touch that, but I'm not sure that it touches the one that was just thrown. It might be deep enough that it goes over the top of it. So she's just going to try to draw to, it's going to have to hook after it gets by that stone at the top of the 8-foot to grab enough button to score.
Almost like what Kayla just did on the other side.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She's going to need a little spin at the end to get there, which, these stones will give you, but it's got to be absolutely perfectly on the tee line and then get that little spin right at the end.
Last shot in the 6th end. Taylor Reese-Hansen trying to get a piece of the button. Outscore 2 of Kayla MacMillan's shots. It looks like it might be curling on her.
Yeah, line looks tight to me.
Oh, it's close.
Oh.
Okay. What a great shot.
She buried it on a stone in the 8-foot.
That's excellent. That's how much this rock curls. So she'll take 1 point. And the score now 9-2 after 6 ends. And we'll see what they're going to do. Yes, they're going to shake. So that gives each of these teams have 1 loss now. Kayla MacMillan will hold the advantage on that because she beat Taylor Reese-Hansen. And we'll see tonight, big game tonight. Brown playing Reese-Hansen. And if Brown wins that game, she will get first place. And if she doesn't manage to win and Taylor Reese-Hansen wins, there'll be a 3-way tie. So it will go to last stone draw for playoffs. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later today and tonight. and on the weekend on Check TV. Thanks, Sean.